Yote Detendre. That's what happened to the fucking storyline when Gohan Blanco appeared. Today we are going to be doing a discussion. Today's discussion is going to be about Dragon Ball, the franchise with no future. Now, I'm going to be doing this discussion alone today because Luminous doesn't really know anything about Dragon Ball, so she especially wouldn't know anything about Dragon Ball Super, only having watched the abridged series. So I'm going to take the reins here, just like how she uploaded a Minecraft video yesterday. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. It got uploaded pretty late, but it's still a good video. I knew nothing about Minecraft, so she did that one. But today we're going to be talking about the new Dragon Ball Super project, that being Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Now right away, Dragon Ball Super Superhero is already a stupid title, and I'm really getting tired of the Dragon Ball Super branding, because really this didn't feel like it needed to be Dragon Ball Super, besides with Whis and Beerus being there and Bulma. Like, all of the other things, it could have just been its own standalone movie. It could have just been called Dragon Ball Superhero. But Dragon Ball Super Superhero reminds me of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan with the amount of redundancy in its titling. So this movie made me finally accept that this franchise has nothing going for it in the future. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that Dragon Ball now exists to build on itself. It now only takes from itself for inspiration. In OG Dragon Ball, it took from many different things. It took from Star Wars, it took from Jackie Chan movies, it took from Terminator, it took from Journey of the West. Dragon Ball had so many old influences that built up its original makeup and helped it excel as its own hodgepodge of a story. And was the original Dragon Ball amazing? Debatable. But I loved it, and it's something I grew up with, and I can say that there was really nothing quite like it. It was one of the first anime to really blow up in the US, and it will always have a very special place in my heart and the hearts of many other people. But since Resurrection F, Dragon Ball has been going down a very negative direction, and that being that it only wants to reference things that happened in prior Dragon Ball. Resurrection F brought back Frieza and gave Frieza a new recolored transformation. But not only that, it ruined Super Saiyan God, the new transformation done in Battle of Gods, and ended up taking it and just making it a recolor of Super Saiyan. I liked Super Saiyan God because it was its own transformation with its own powers and own abilities and own weaknesses. But just turning it into another Super Saiyan form kind of ruined it. Like, I get why they called it Super Saiyan Blue later, because it is just Super Saiyan, but blue. And then we would see this again in the anime adaptation where they brought back Captain Ginyu. We would see this again with Dragon Ball Super when they brought in the Broly twins, aka Kale and Caulifla, where they made another Frieza knockoff, that being Frost, where they brought in more Saiyans and more Namekians, more things referencing old Dragon Ball. And then, to make it even more redundant, they made a whole movie about the real Broly, yet again engaging in more of Dragon Ball's past, rather than moving Dragon Ball into the future. The manga wants to focus on Bardock, it wants to focus on Majin Buu, and now with this new movie, instead of doing something original, they instead bring back the Red Ribbon Army again. So Goku wiped out the original Red Ribbon Army in OG Dragon Ball. Then Dr. Gero came back to take revenge on Goku in the name of the Red Ribbon Army. Then they come back for this, and if you count the video games, they come back 2 more times as the Red Pants Army and the Red Ribbon Army when Red comes back as a cyborg in the video games. So the Red Ribbon Army just keeps coming back. It is the thing that they just keep turning back to. But this isn't the only callback in this movie. This movie also decides to just rip off the Android saga in general. So, what happens here is that a former person associated with the Red Ribbon Army comes out of hiding, wants to get revenge for the Red Ribbon Army. They have a scientist, and that scientist ends up making more androids, and those androids are to fight the heroes, that being Piccolo, who now has a new transformation, and Gohan, who now has a new transformation. And in the meantime, in the background, they are working on their greatest creation, that being Cell, and Cell ends up beating one of the androids, nearly stomping on it, an identical scene that happened with Android 16 in the original anime. So, they take so much from both the original Dragon Ball story and Dragon Ball Z that they should be ashamed of it. Magenta is just red. Like, at first they make him have like a weird cookie habit, and they show the cookie habit on all the trailers, but in the movie, he's smoking a cigar most of the time, like how Red was in the anime. His sidekick is literally just an Asian black. Like, the only original things this movie has to offer are the androids, Dr. Hito, who is related to Dr. Gero, and Pan. Everything else is just a callback to an older thing. They even recycle jokes in this. Like, Bulma makes wishes on the Dragon Balls for beauty's sake. They've already done this joke in other Dragon Ball Super media. So, yet again, more recycling plots, more recycling jokes. And one thing I can respect this movie for, but not the marketing for, is that they sidelined Vegeta and Goku. I thought Vegeta and Goku were going to get involved at some point, but luckily they didn't. They were just off having a pissing match on Beerus' planet. So hopefully we get more movies where we don't have to have Goku and Vegeta involved. And for the most part, I'd say this movie is a mixture of the Red Ribbon Army saga, the Android saga, the Hirudegan movie, and the BoJack movie. It has bits and pieces of all those things and mixes into one. And I say Hirudegan because, shockingly, Cell comes back. And no, it's not perfect Cell. It's not even imperfect Cell. It's instead the ugly middle form of Cell that literally no one liked. And they call him Cell Max. I call him Christmas Cell because he's red and green. Red and green is not a good color palette. And not to mention, since they've changed Piccolo's color palette, he is now also red and green. So we've got Christmas Piccolo as well. So Christmas Cell comes to fight the heroes, and all they have to do is hit his head, because he now has a weak spot, because this is a video game RPG. Gone are the days of coming up with clever ways to defeat villains. Now it's just hit the weak spot for maximum damage. It's such a lazy plot, such a lazy idea. Like, I really like what they did with the two androids. Like, the fact that they are actually genuinely good guys. The fact that they are superheroes and they're just misunderstanding the main heroes. Like, if the movie ended with them turning into good guys and they didn't awaken Cell Max, I think it would have been a good movie. But unfortunately, they woke up Cell Max. They had to repeat everything that had already been done. Fucking Magenta dies in almost the exact same way Red died, being betrayed by one of his subordinates who he just fucking betrayed. So they repeat literally every idea. Goten and Trunks show up, they try to fuse, they fail at fusing, they turn into the Fat Fusion, and they're goofballs the whole time. So yet again, more jokes from older Dragon Ball. I appreciate that they actually aged them up, but with how little they had to do with the plot, it doesn't really matter that they're aged up. And this movie has a ton of retcons. Not only is Android 21 from the video games now canon, who is Jiro's wife, Android 16 being Jiro's son is now canon, and Gohan dropping the Potara earring in Dragon Ball Z when Goku threw it at him wasn't because he's stupid, it's because he's blind and he has to have his glasses. They specify so many things and clarify so many things and retcon so many little things that they didn't even need to. This movie feels like it's just a giant apology letter for other low points in Dragon Ball, and it tries to do so many tiny things without actually doing anything. I feel like the main takeaway from this movie is it's obsessed with the past of Dragon Ball. And that's how I feel like Dragon Ball has been for a while. It's like, we don't know what to do with these characters. Well, Dragon Ball team used to participate in tournaments, so put them in a tournament. We don't have a new villain. Well, give us recolor Frieza, recolor Cooler, recolor Cell. Like, I am tired of these new things, and I haven't even talked about the worst part of the movie yet. So, Goku is not involved in this, but Gohan is. And because Gohan's involved with this, they decide to literally recycle his storyline from the Android saga. That being that when the other android is about to get squished and Piccolo starts to sacrifice his life to save Gohan and everybody, Gohan has literally the same red beam go through his head, and then he achieves a new transformation where his hair sticks up really tall like Super Saiyan 2, his bang grows really long like in Super Saiyan 2, and he's really angry. And this is called Gohan Beast Form, as much as I'm aware of it. It might have a real different name, but that's the name I keep hearing. And it looks stupid. It looks absolutely stupid. First of all, they gave it white hair. So it's literally Gohan Blanco 100%. It is literally the meme of what people said that Dragon Ball would do when it's out of ideas completely. This is what people thought was going to happen in the Tournament of Power arc, but instead the Tournament of Power arc managed to be a little less shitty. Like, Gohan Blanco is now canon. Yote Detendre. That's what happened to the fucking storyline when Gohan Blanco appeared. And I will always call him Gohan Blanco 100%, because that is who he is. Now, surprisingly, the character I don't hate is Piccolo. Piccolo got a lot of character development in this movie. He now likes cute stuffed animals. He has a cute little phone. He has a adorable relationship with Gohan's daughter and Videl. He has a house. He has a little Piccolo throne in it. Piccolo got a lot of good character development. And his transformation was done in an interesting way. He didn't train harder. He didn't scream louder. He didn't fucking just get angry. He wished on the Dragon Balls, and the Dragon Balls gave him a new transformation. Yeah, it's redundant. It's like Super Saiyan God, but it's something I can accept at least. Like, with this one, it's power that Piccolo got specifically from the dragon. Goku found out that he can harness God Ki. So really the dragon just taught him how to do it. The dragon didn't give him the powers. With Piccolo, the dragon gave him the powers. And whenever Piccolo activates these powers, a little circle appears on his back that I want to believe symbolizes Shenron, but I could be wrong on that. But that little symbol on his back reminds me of the symbols that appear on Toppo's chest when he uses his destruction powers. So I think that this is a form specifically from Shenron, and it ties Piccolo back to the Namekians and back to the dragons. And I really like that. It's a good way to give Piccolo a new form to make him stronger, but also go back to his roots. And one thing I didn't like about Piccolo is that he supposedly forgot he could turn giant till Krillin reminded him. That's kind of stupid. But then he brings up immediately that the giant form doesn't make him stronger. It's just a bluff, and it just makes him bigger. So I don't know why they bothered with that. Overall, though, I'd say Dragon Ball Super Superhero is a directionless movie. The few things it introduced were 2 androids. Spoiler alert, one of them fucking dies, so one android we'll probably never even see again. Dr. Hito becomes a pharmaceutist. He's going to never be seen again because he just makes Bulma's makeup. The conflict was stupid and pointless. The Red Ribbon Army and their entire base got blown up until they come back again. And the only thing that happened is Gohan Blanco is now canon, and Piccolo is now a better character. Goku and Vegeta had a petty little fight on Beerus' planet, and everything was set up in Goku's disadvantage, where they have to fight with no super forms and abilities, and Vegeta won just so they could have Vegeta say he beat Kakarot, even though no, he didn't. Also, Vegeta's supposed to be past this by now. He was over the Kakarot thing with the Buu saga. He was well past it in the manga, so I don't know why they resorted to bringing back up the I defeated Kakarot thing. It just seems like now Dragon Ball is a parody of itself. It only wants to relish in its legacy and really has nothing new left to offer. I'm calling it now. Next villain we get is a recolored Buu. The next movie we get, we are having a recolored Buu or Android 21, who's just female Buu. So, calling it now, putting it out there, we're either getting Android 21 who's Buu, or we're getting a recolored Buu. And if it's a recolored Buu, I'm calling that's going to be blue.